Chosen 1 June 3rd will be amazing for you. Please listen. June 3rd is not just another day on the calendar. It is a day marked in the spiritual realm with significance tailored specifically for you. You may not have known it while waking up this morning, but something in the atmosphere has already shifted in your favor. The unseen forces that have been moving slowly, quietly, and divinely are about to make themselves known in ways that will leave no doubt. This day was made for your rise, not tomorrow, not next week, but now, on June 3rd. This is your appointed moment of forward movement, of divine alignment, of unlocked favor. This is the kind of day people pray for and don't even recognize when it arrives. But you're being called to recognize it, receive it, and rise because of it. Chosen 1, watch this video until the very end. Stay with me and write your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments. This is how you speak into the universe and agree with the shift. This is your affirmation that the day isn't just happening to you. You're happening to it. You are an active participant in this divine orchestration. And as you type those words, understand that you're energizing the blessings that are already headed your way. It's no longer about hoping, it's about confirming. June 3rd is not just significant, it's sacred for you. Now, Chosen, 1, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And let's begin. Today carries a frequency that cannot be fabricated. You may have sensed that something in the air felt different. You may have noticed that your spirit felt lighter, or that your mind became clearer without explanation. That's no coincidence. The things that were once clouded are being illuminated today. Confusion is clearing. Hesitation is being replaced by divine boldness. You are stepping into a reality that has been waiting for your agreement. The reason this day feels amazing is because your life is aligning with the divine order that was written for you long ago. Every moment that delayed you, every setback, every closed door, none of them were punishments. They were preparations for this unfolding moment. Don't underestimate how powerful alignment is. Alignment means you're no longer chasing. It means you're attracting. You're no longer begging. You're walking into what already belongs to you. Today, the energy surrounding you is one of divine magnetism. You will notice things that once seemed out of reach, now coming closer with ease. People who once overlooked you will now begin to notice your light. Opportunities that were closed off will begin to appear again. But this time, the door will not be locked. You've done the work, the internal shift. And today, that shift becomes visible. This day will be amazing for you. Not because something random happened, but because you finally aligned with the frequency where blessings flow without resistance. It's important that you do not downplay what you're sensing today. Your intuition is more alert. Your discernment is sharper. Don't ignore the inner nudges, the small but loud feelings guiding you to say yes or no, to move or be still. That's your inner compass aligning with divine instruction. The version of you that was once unsure, insecure, or silenced is no longer in control. That version is giving way to the one who walks in clarity, certainty, and confidence. June 3rd is the divine spotlight moment where all the small seeds you've been planting finally begin to sprout publicly. Remember this when things begin to feel too easy, too aligned, too flowing. Your natural instinct may be to question it, to wonder if it's too good to be true, but not today. Today, you must believe that it's good because it's finally true. You're not imagining this energy. You're not fabricating this expectation. You're not exaggerating the shift, you're living it. The things you once cried for, begged for, stayed up at night praying for, they are finding you today, and they're showing up because you didn't quit. You didn't abandon the path. You didn't walk away from what you were called to become. And now, the reward has found you. This day was never random, it was divinely timed. You see, when something is orchestrated in the heavens, it doesn't need your hustle to make it happen. It just needs your readiness. You've done the work, you've walked through the fire. You've stood still when storms tried to drown you. And now, on this day, the heavens are responding with favor. Everything may not look different yet, but the vibration has changed. The frequency has shifted. Your name has been whispered into rooms you've never entered. Your energy has arrived in places your feet haven't even touched. And soon, you'll catch up to the version of you that already exists in abundance, joy, and divine position. So be aware of what shows up today. Pay attention to who calls you, what emails you receive, what thoughts drop into your spirit. These are not normal signals, they are divine confirmations. The spiritual world is communicating with you constantly. But today, that communication will be louder, clearer, more direct. The answers you've waited for will arrive in whispers, but they'll feel like thunder in your soul. The doors you thought were shut for good will not only open, they'll welcome you in, like you were always meant to be there. You are no longer behind, you are no longer late, you are no longer forgotten. The divine clock never lost sight of your time. It was simply waiting for this moment to strike. And now it has, the spiritual clock just struck. June 3rd, and you are the main character of the story. Not the side note, not the supporting role, you are the centre. This day is revolving around you, not the other way around, and everything that shows up will remind you. You are the chosen one. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to shift atmospheres and break through barriers. Something unexplainable will happen today. It may be subtle or it may be dramatic, but it will be undeniable. You will feel the breakthrough before you see it. You will sense the shift before it is confirmed. And you must believe it before others recognize it. This is the beginning of your personal highlight reel. June 3rd will be written in your memory as the day things began to move for you in ways that logic could never understand. And this time, nothing will block it. No delay, no doubt, no opposition. What was decided for you has already been set in motion, and you've chosen one are walking right into it. Let the rest of the world sleep on this day if they choose. Let others scroll past the signs, but not you. You've been through too much. You've endured in silence. You've waited with faith. And this moment is your reward. This is your day. This is your signal. This is your turn. The kind of turn that doesn't just bless you, it shocks everything around you. So hold your head high. Smile with knowing, and walk through this day like you've already seen the ending. Because spiritually, you have. You are not who you were even yesterday. Something has shifted on a cellular level. Your mind, your heart, your very vibration has upgraded. What was once difficult for you to grasp is now becoming simple. The veil is lifting. The heaviness is breaking. And the lightness you feel is not just emotional. It's spiritual evidence of divine movement. On this day, you're being invited into a higher experience of yourself. You're being summoned into the space where miracles feel like daily occurrences, not distant dreams. The world around you may not understand what's happening. And that's okay. Your transformation was never meant to be explained. It was meant to be experienced. And June 3rd is not about explaining yourself anymore. It's about embodying the truth of who you are. You are the one who was hidden to be revealed, the one who was held back to be launched forward. And now the launch is active. The engine of destiny is roaring in your favor, no matter how silent it seems. Externally, the spiritual realm is buzzing with your name. you may begin to feel a divine confidence come over you, one that makes you walk differently, speak more clearly, and believe more boldly. That's not arrogance, that's alignment. Confidence is what happens when your soul catches up to the prophecy spoken over your life. You're remembering now, remembering who you were always meant to be, not who life shaped you into. Not who pain tried to define, but the original version. Unshaken, unhindered, pure, powerful. That version of you is awakening on June 3rd. And every part of your life will have to adjust to that awakening. The conversations you entertain will change. The people who truly see you will rise to the surface. The relationships that have expired will naturally begin to fade. Because when you awaken, your spirit starts rearranging your environment. Your presence will now command truth, and anything false will not be able to stay near. Do not mourn what falls away today. It's all part of the refinement. This is not rejection, it's redirection toward divine purpose. And what is divine purpose if not living in fullness, flowing in freedom and manifesting miracles through your obedience? That's what this day is about. You will notice synchronicities today, numbers, signs, sudden clarity, unexpected peace. These are not random. These are love letters from the universe, confirmations that the path is being lit ahead of you. Pay attention. Be sensitive. Be present. Because in this stillness, revelation is being delivered. Even your body may respond differently today. You may feel chills for no reason. Energy surges through your arms, pressure lifting off your chest. These are physical signs of spiritual downloads. It's the release of what no longer belongs and the installation of divine clarity. Don't dismiss the physical for the spiritual. They're both connected. Today, your body is catching up with what your spirit has already received. For some, June 3rd will bring answers they've been seeking for years. For others, it will be the day everything they were afraid to let go of begins to gently fall away. It might feel sudden, but it's not. The divine has been orchestrating this moment for longer than, your timeline is now intersecting with God's blueprint. What felt delayed was really being timed with perfection. This is your confirmation that the right people, the right moments, the right alignments are finally arriving, not by force, but by flow. You don't need to chase anything today. You only need to receive. This is the gift of June 3rd. You are no longer operating from survival. You're stepping into sacred abundance. And that abundance may not be limited to money. It's peace, joy, clarity, reconnection to who you really are. That is the wealth of this day. Do not let this moment go unnoticed. Reflect, be still, speak affirmations out loud. Declare what this day will mean for you. Not because you're trying to make it happen, but because you're agreeing with what's already been declared over you. The moment you align your words with divine reality, everything around you begins to respond. You will see things shift. You will feel tension dissolve. You will see delays break. You will hear news that confirms what your spirit already knew. A call, a message, a green light. It's all part of the choreography. You're not waiting anymore. You're walking into it. This is not the end. This is not even the climax. This is the beginning of the story. You were born to live. June 3rd will be remembered, not just as a good day, but as a turning point. A day when the universe whispered yes over everything you've been fighting for, and the fight is no longer needed. The season of striving is ending. The season of receiving is beginning. This is your divine shift. You are not late. You are right on time. You are not lost. You are divinely located. Whatever it is that has tried to make you doubt this moment, let it go now. Release every lie that said you were unworthy. Silence every voice that told you to settle on this day. Stand in the full truth of who you are. a magnet for the miraculous, a vessel of divine order, a chosen one whose time has arrived. When people ask you later, what changed for you, you'll say, June 3rd. That day shifted me. That day, something supernatural happened, and you'll smile. Not because it all made sense, but because it finally began to unfold. Chosen one, you may not see everything at once today, but that doesn't mean the miracle hasn't already started. Some breakthroughs arrive silently. They don't knock at your door. They show up in your spirit first. You feel lighter before the burden is lifted. You feel excited before the message is received. You feel peace before the confirmation comes. That's the language of the Spirit. It always speaks before the world catches up. And today, that language is loud, clear and lovingly calling you higher. This is the day where invisible power becomes tangible progress. It may not be dramatic, it may not be viral, but it will be undeniably divine. One small moment today could echo for the rest of your life. One, yes. One, inspired decision. One brave leap. That's all it takes for everything to change. And when you understand that you stop waiting for big signs and start honoring the still whispers that guide you, you are walking in a timeline where manifestation is speeding up. Time is no longer working against you, it's moving with you. That's why June 3rd feels different. That's why you feel like something is happening inside, even before anything around you shifts. Because spiritually, you've entered the flow. The current is divine. The wind is behind you. You are no longer pushing. You are being carried. Every limitation that tried to delay you is dissolving in the presence of your alignment. Every fear that tried to choke your voice is shrinking under the weight of your knowing. The version of you that once questioned your worth has no power here. That voice is being silenced by the sound of destiny. June 3rd is the day you stop apologizing for being powerful. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop doubting the signs you've been given. You walk, you rise, and you trust the ground beneath your feet, because heaven has paved it. People may look at you and wonder what changed. And the truth is, everything. Your posture, your frequency, your expectation, your energy is no longer desperate. It's decisive. It's settled. You're not waiting for permission to rise anymore. You've given yourself that permission, and heaven has confirmed it. Do you understand how rare this alignment is? There are moments in life where everything feels like it's standing still, waiting on you. Today is that moment. This is the pause before the manifestation, the silence before the celebration, and you don't need to rush through it. You just need to lean in, listen deeply, breathe fully, stay aware. Miracles aren't always loud, but they are always personal. And today, your miracle has your name written on it. You may feel drawn to revisit something today. A dream, you put down a plan, you stopped pursuing a place you once loved. That's no accident. Something is being resurrected in your spirit. The divine is showing you that nothing you ever loved in truth is lost. Sometimes we're just not ready to carry it when it first appears. But on June 3rd, readiness meets return, and what returns to you today will feel better, deeper, and more aligned than ever before. Allow yourself to be amazed. Don't block the blessing by expecting it to look like it used to. Sometimes, the new version of your dream is unrecognizable because it's been elevated. You are no longer attracting from survival. You are manifesting from wholeness. This isn't just about what you want. It's about what now wants you. That's the shift. That's the glory of this day. What was once withheld because you weren't ready is now being handed to you because you are. You have become the version of yourself that miracles recognize, no longer hidden behind fear, no longer chained to doubt, no longer stuck in the old story. You have chosen yourself. You have said yes to healing. You have agreed with divine timing, and that agreement has activated a spiritual sequence of events that cannot be reversed. It's already happening right now. Don't compare your process to anyone else's today. Some people will experience sudden breakthroughs. Others will feel a quiet confirmation deep within. Both are valid. Both are holy. You don't need to prove your transformation. You just need to live it. When you stop looking for validation, you become unstoppable. And that's what June 3rd is giving you. The gift of unstoppable presence. You don't need to try anymore, you just need to be. Every cell in your body is responding to this shift. That's why your energy feels different. That's why your breath feels deeper. That's why your mind feels clearer. Your entire being is awakening to the divine truth. You are safe. You are seen. You are supported. You are surrounded by favor. And nothing that was formed against you has the authority to remain. Even your past looks different in the light of this day. You'll start to look back and realize it wasn't the obstacle, it was the training ground. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every delay served a greater purpose to shape you into the one who could carry this calling. And now you are ready fully. No more rehearsals, no more waiting for the perfect moment. This is the moment. And when the moment comes chosen, when you do not second-guess it, you do not hesitate, you embrace it because that's what you were born for, to live out the purpose you thought was too big, too delayed, too impossible. It's none of those things now. It's real. It's reachable. It's responding to your readiness. This is the energy of June 3rd. It's not about the noise, it's about the knowing. It's your time. You feel it in your soul. You sense it in your spirit. And that knowing is your compass. Follow it, chosen one. What makes June 3rd so extraordinary is not just the promise of something amazing. It's the reality that something has already shifted in the invisible. What used to feel like pressure is now becoming propulsion. What used to weigh on your heart is being lifted without explanation. This is not emotional, it is spiritual, and it's bigger than just a good mood. It's a prophetic alignment. The universe, time and purpose have synced in your favor, and you are now walking through the corridor of fulfilled prophecy. June 3rd is carrying the kind of power that redefines identity. You are not who you were even last week. That version of you was still preparing. That version was still unsure. But today, something in you feels grounded, anchored, elevated. You've stepped into spiritual maturity, not because you have everything figured out, but because you've learned to trust the unfolding. And that trust is magnetic. It draws answers. It draws support. It draws clarity. The divine has a way of moving when you stop striving. That's what's happening today. You're no longer trying to force open locked doors. You're being escorted into new rooms built just for you. Rooms where your voice is valued. Rooms where your vision is understood. You won't have to shrink or explain or compromise in these places. They were crafted for your arrival. And yet, this doesn't mean everything will be loud. The miracles today may come in whispers. The blessings may be quiet, but quiet does not mean small. Quiet means sacred. You may receive an idea that unlocks your next level. You may feel a sudden release of emotion that heals a wound you forgot was still open. You may feel the presence of peace wash over you like a blanket. These are not random. They're all signs that you are standing in the center of divine favor. There's a sacredness in today's atmosphere that asks you to slow down and observe. Don't rush past the moment. Don't distract yourself with busy work. Make space to be still, to be present, to listen. There are downloads coming, divine instructions, inspired thoughts, sudden visions, and they won't come from your mind. They'll rise from your spirit. The part of you that is eternally connected to the source is now speaking clearly. Let it guide you. This is a day of divine upgrades. Old versions of you are being left. Behind old cycles are breaking. Old identities are being dissolved. You will no longer relate to who you used to be because your future self is becoming louder than your past. That is not scary. It's holy. When you evolve, it's not rejection of who you were. It's revelation of who you've always been beneath the layers. Chosen one. Some people around you may not be able to go where you're going after today, and you must be okay with that. Growth always demands space, and when you rise, some things must fall away. Not everything that started with you will finish with you, but everything that remains after today will be true, pure, aligned. There is no more room for half-truths, no space for shallow connections. The energy surrounding June 3rd is too sacred for pretenders, so be bold in your discernment. You will be shown truths today, not to harm you, but to heal you. Some of the people, patterns, and mindsets that were draining you will be revealed not in anger, but in love. The divine reveals to restore. And today is a restoration moment, not just of your peace, but of your power, and your power chosen. One is quiet, but unstoppable. You don't need to yell to shift the room. You don't need to announce yourself. Your presence speaks before you do. And today, that presence will be felt stronger than ever. You'll notice people responding to your energy before you even speak. That's because your aura has changed. You've entered a divine frequency and it cannot be ignored. This frequency is one of divine confidence, not arrogance, not performance, just pure centered awareness of who you are and why you're here. You are no longer confused about your value. You are no longer trying to prove yourself. You are no longer tolerating what dishonors your soul. This clarity has cost you. You paid for it with pain, with silence, with waiting. But now that you have it, nothing can take it from you. Today is not just the start of a new season. It is the end of pretending, the end of settling, the end of suppressing your greatness. What you carry inside can no longer be hidden. The divine has decided it's time for visibility, and that visibility begins now. June 3rd is the gateway into a season where your gifts are seen, your presence is honoured, and your voice is heard, not by everyone, but by the right ones. That's the shift. You're not called to the masses, you're called to the aligned. And on this day, alignment is happening faster than ever before. What you used to chase is now turning to find you. Not because you begged for it, but because you became it. You've embodied the frequency of the future you once prayed for, and the world is responding accordingly. Even nature will confirm it today. You may feel the wind differently, see the sky in a new light, hear the birds louder. That's no coincidence. When your spirit aligns, your senses heighten. The natural begins to mirror the supernatural. Don't dismiss those small moments. They are reminders that you are in divine rhythm. Let the sacredness of June 3rd settle into you. Don't rush to make something happen. Trust that what's meant for you will show up without force. Don't over-explain. Don't overthink. Just receive, just breathe, just believe that you are enough, and this day will rise to meet your energy. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are right where the miracle needs you to be. Chosen, when today isn't just about what you're receiving, it's about what you're becoming. You are transforming in real time. While the world rushes and scrambles to grasp the external, you are being rooted in the eternal. This shift doesn't make you better than others. It makes you more you. And today, June 3rd, is about coming home to yourself. The version of you that never needed to perform, the version that doesn't have to hustle to be seen, the version that trusts that who you are is more than enough for what you are called to do. This is a rare kind of activation. It doesn't come from books or teachings, it comes from alignment. You've stepped into the frequency where destiny meets decision. You didn't stumble into this moment. You were ushered here by every divine delay, every painful pruning, and every internal surrender. And now you are ready to carry what is truly yours. Today is different. You're not trying to figure it out anymore. You're not looking around to see if others approve. That energy is over. You are not dependent on external confirmation. The internal knowing is enough. You feel that this day is divinely coded. You know that this moment is uncommon. The universe is not asking you to perform today. It is asking you to remember. Remember your spiritual DNA. Remember your divine assignments. Remember what it felt like to believe in something bigger than fear. That's what's rising in you today. You're being called out of the fog, out of the delay, out of the patterns that kept you small. June 3rd is your rising moment, and what makes it amazing is not that things will finally happen for you, but that you'll finally remember. They were always happening through you. You are a vessel of divine timing, a carrier of cosmic instruction. And that's why your path has been different. Others may have sprinted ahead, but you are being refined. You weren't just being prepared for opportunity. You were being forged for legacy. And legacy isn't fast. Legacy is deep. It's intentional. And today, the roots are reaching wide enough to support the fruit that's coming. What begins today is not a temporary high. It's not a spiritual sugar rush. It's not a flash of emotion. It's foundation. And you'll feel that the ground beneath you won't feel shaky anymore. The questions that used to swirl in your mind will quiet. The urge to rush, to catch up, to impress, that will dissolve. Because for the first time in a long time, your soul will feel settled. Settled doesn't mean everything is figured out. It means you finally feel safe in the flow. You trust the process. You trust your pace. You trust your voice. And more importantly, you trust your creator. That's what this day is really about, divine trust. You're being trusted with more clarity, more influence, more responsibility, because you've shown that you'll use it with humility. You'll notice that today opens your eyes in a new way. You'll see solutions where you once saw problems. You'll see potential where you once saw pain. You'll notice who is for you and who only tolerated you. You'll sense when to speak and when to be silent. This is divine discernment, and it's sharper than ever. You'll no longer be tricked by false promises. You'll no longer cling to unaligned situations out of fear. The false falls off when the real is revealed. And today is the great revealing. This is why June 3rd is amazing. Not because everything changes externally, but because the real you becomes undeniable. You don't just awaken, you arrive. You walk differently. You hold yourself differently. You move through rooms with quiet assurance, not arrogance, not performance, just presence. That presence alone carries weight. You no longer feel the need to overcompensate. You understand now your being is enough. This new energy will be felt in your work, in your relationships, in your voice. People will notice the shift without you saying a word. Your silence will speak. Your stillness will move things. Your calm will carry authority because you've become grounded in something the world cannot give or take away, divine identity. You are no longer carrying your calling like a burden. You are carrying it like a crown, not for show, but for stewardship, and that changes everything. The places you step into from now on will be different because of the energy you bring. It's not just about what's happening to you, it's about what's moving through you. Favor, grace, insight, power. Don't be surprised if you receive invitations today, whether physical or spiritual. Someone might reach out unexpectedly. A new door might appear where you thought it was permanently closed. Or maybe, most powerfully of all, you'll hear the inner whisper that says, it's time to move, time to decide, time to release, time to build.